Hello and welcome to Business in Lahles, Session 8. First thing that we always do, go around the table and see how everyone's week was. So let's go ahead and start with that. Trace is unable to join us at the moment. Hopefully he'll be in later, but he is not able to get internet. So, nonetheless, start with you, Rekid. How was your week? Anything fun to share?
Just today, prior to going online, I mentioned I got my wired internet going in my office, essentially multiplying my connection speed by 6 because I was previously on Wi-Fi. So it's awesome.
Yes. Hardwired connections are the way to go.
hmm
Onyx, Kadir, how was your week?
My week was extremely busy, and it's going to be super busy next week, but it's the best opportunity for me to prove how much of a badass I am at my job. So,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
How was your week, Kajir?
Do I gotta?
Yes, you got it.
I don't wanna.
Too bad.
You can reply with what Trace does. Good. Keep it short and sweet.
Neat.
It was neat.
It was neat. All right. Krev,
Neat.
Halfling
Good.
Druid.
Yeah, pretty busy at work too, like everybody else. Just looking forward to tonight.
Same. All the campaigns for the stream had like ended on like a big cliffhanger. Yours being more so like what exactly is going on, and then Friday, obviously, them tracking down Estelar, one of the, well, not one, but pretty much the main villain in their story. So, but that's for tomorrow. Tonight is Business in Lahles, and let's go ahead and give the recap. So, when we last left our party, each made their way back into the city of Lahles after rescuing a lost puppy, and then beginning to rest at the Whispers of Life Tower on April 3rd. With the tournament of Lahles still being nearly 7 weeks away on the date of May 27th, our party decides to send Kadir, Onyx, and Rekid to the Corn Silk Rat Guild Hall to see if any tasks can be completed. Unfortunately, no work for the guild is available at this time, only a piece of parchment that reads, "Stand by." Not even a peep is heard outside of the guild hall about the impending attack that looms upon the city of Lahles. With nothing to do, each of you decide to go about your own tasks for the next couple of days. Krev completing his book on Beast, Trace getting a bit of his bow's trial run completed with Kadir's help, and Kadir making good headway into the book for crafting magical items. All is still until the morning of April 6th, as the sounds of cheers and trumpets echo through the city of Lahles in the sound of celebration. Kadir looks out the window from his room in the tower and sees a parade. Kadir quickly gets ready and heads down the stairs, and he sees Renus. Renus is already about to take his leave, making his way to the guild hall to welcome Sir Riffin Rowell, who is back from the town of Goldshire, where our adventure first began. As the party remains in the tower to continue studying and woodworking, a bell is heard echoing throughout the city, shouts of citizens being cut short, and the voice of Bragdar booming through the streets. Each of you quickly made your way to the guild hall right after making sure the goblin twins were safe, and when arriving to the Corn Silk Rat Guild Hall, Bragdar, Renus, and Sir Riffin stand upon the stairs as Bragdar shouts orders. Once he lays his eyes upon the 5 of you, he sends you to the main market to reinforce the guild troops there. But after following Bragdar's directions, each of you make it to the main market, hearing the battle taking place just around the bend. Once Kadir takes a look around the corner, guild members and Yanti are spotted. Guild members laying in a pool of blood, joined by a couple of Yanti that had met their fate. The party gets a couple of quick attacks off just as Kadir is spotted, and then the battle ensues. With our party emerging victorious, slaying all but one of the Yanti broodguard, putting it to sleep, and then using manacles to secure the creature and taking it back to the guild hall. We jump back into the game just as the party arrives back to the guild with their prisoner. It's April 6th as we near 11 a.m. with the rain beginning to pour. So as you all are approaching, you can still see Bragdar, Sir Riffin, and Renus kind of deliberating amongst themselves, and no other guild members are near. But as soon as you make it into the line of sight, Sir Riffin pops his head over Renus's shoulder and says, looks like some are back with a friend. Renus and Bragdar will turn, and Bragdar will take a step forward. And the others?
All right. Well, I was on mute. Unfortunately, the other guildmates who you had sent down our lane met a grisly end.
It seems to be the same reports that we're getting back. Very few are trickling in. Heavy casualties. I see that you were able to capture one of these beasts. And he'll, like, lift its head, and as he does, like, the brood guard is just beginning to awake, and right when he lifts its chin to look at it in a more direct manner, it still got some fight left in him.
Yes. Let us know when to remove the rope from his mouth, so you may speak to him. He's a tricky sort, I'm sure.
I don't think that they would understand the common language. If my
Well-
studies are correct, I'm actually gonna need just a moment to be able to communicate with this Yanti. He'll begin to wave his arms around in like a rhythmic pattern, and you see his eyes start to become illuminated. And once he does, his lips will be lined in just like a small thin line of blue and black. And then he will start to speak to the auntie. Why are you here? What's your goal? All questions being met with silence. Oh. Back in common, he looks over to each of you. Take him inside. Downstairs, you'll see some cells. Put him in there. Remove the manacles. Get
Yes.
some rest.
And if I may have those back, I would appreciate it.
Well, yes, once you take them off, yours to keep.
Of course. Perhaps, are there any... We are still relatively fresh. Are there any other places in the city that we may perhaps go to aid?
Well, from the sounds of it, it seems that the battle's winding down. I don't know if this was just one wave or if we expect attacks all day. But I don't hear any more steel or yelling. I assume everyone will be making their way back here momentarily. But
Very well.
stay on guard. Again, this could be an all-day event.
Very well.
Hey, just make your way inside. Grab something to drink. They'll look to you, Rekid, and place a hand upon your shoulder and water. Not alcohol.
I wasn't sure if I was nauseous from the battle gore or, the other night.
You do seem a bit messed up. Perhaps once you're done returning or putting the prisoner into the cell, you can return back upstairs and have those wounds attended to.
You should see the other guy. But yes, I think I'll do that.
As you make your way to the doors, like as soon as each of you step up, you will hear like a locking mechanism and like the sound of wood grinding against wood as it moves the lock and once you look inside, you can see a group of 4 guards just inside the door. Well, I guess to be more precise, guild members, but they're acting as guards at the moment. Oh, please make your way in. Get yourselves out of this rain.
All right. Who's carrying the 1T?
From my review, you threw it on Krev's back, who proclaimed that he's not a direwolf, which Kadir responded, "Doesn't matter. Already said it."
Ah.
Um,
The
where'd you
record
go?
says.
Or no, you just hear the usual. Let me out. Let me out.
I'm relatively strong. I'd be more than happy.
Are we not taking him to the brig? I mean,
Yep. We'll go ahead and do that.
did you,
Trev,
I
did you
would
get
mention
the heat?
that did you notice when he spoke to this creature? I know you've been able to communicate with them. Did he speak the same language, or did he speak something different?
I don't know. What language did he speak when he spoke to the 1T?
Off the top of my head, I think they speak Abyssal, but he doesn't know it. He used a spell to be able to communicate with them.
So I was just trying to make sure that he knew which spell to actually use the spell for, that he didn't think it was something incorrectly. But if that's what he used, then so be it. But
Yeah, Abyssal, Common, or Draconic.
yeah, but if he used it to, to do like infernal, and that was the wrong language, I would have been like, do you want to try talking to him? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I do believe Onyx and Kadir can both speak Abyssal.
right.
So
Yeah.
you
I
would,
assume they understood what he said. Then.
yeah, you would have understood Bragdar after he cast his spell.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure.
Good question though.
I mean,
Should we play good cop, bad cop who doesn't speak the language?
I mean, I don't speak either
I-
of the languages.
So now that he's awake, once he's in the brig, I would like to try speaking to him in Abyssal.
Okay.
Uh,
Once you get the manacles off, throw them in the cell, close the cell, make sure everything's locked. He'll just kind of like turn his head over his shoulder and flick his tongue at you.
I'll ask everybody else to leave the room for a minute.
All right. Yell if you need help.
Trace will give a
And-
nod and not even speak and follow Krev up the stairs.
I would say to Krev, you should take that snake you found and like
Aren't
torture
you
it.
Krev?
You'll get him to talk. I mean, not Krev. Freaking
Trace.
Trace. Yeah. I'd say to Trace, take your snake you found and torture it in front of him. See if we can get him to talk. Maybe.
No, not hurt Jade.
Maybe another snake.
Yes.
Let's It's actually not a bad idea. Could I go outside and look for a snake, or maybe Trace can, or help me too?
Trace will come with you to give you a hand. What about you, Reckon? No booze, you might be less interested in the tavern.
Quite. I'll do the other option then.
All right. So
I mean, this might have no, effect, but it's an idea. They might not care about smaller snakes.
so give me a survival check.
Sure.
Traces is a 20.
I'm gonna guidance mine if you let me. Oh God, I don't think it matters.
Uh,
Trace wins.
So
as
go ahead.
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh
Bud.
no, I just want to let you know I'm still inside. I wanted to talk to the snake whenever we're good for that.
Yep. I was
Um,
just gonna say when you all go out to look for snakes, you do not find any, and you'll actually notice that from it being pointed out by Trace that there are significantly less rats around. He was able to find them quite easily, and now it seems quite a bit more difficult.
Interesting. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Let's collect some rats. Maybe use it as food. Persuade. I don't know if they eat these, but might not be such a bad idea.
Yeah, it'll take you some time. As stated, while they were easy to find, it does seem quite a bit more difficult, but
Right.
can still be found. But Kadir, now that you and Onyx are alone with the brood guard, as it's locked in its cell,
so as everybody else leaves the room, I put my hand on Onyx's shoulder and I nod towards the brood guard. I look over my shoulder a couple of times just to make sure I'm alone, and then speaking or alone, with Onyx and the brood guard, and I ask him, "So, did you find it?"
find what?
You know what I am asking. I'm. You were in completely. You were in completely the wrong spot. You were not supposed to be there. You did not give me any other option. I'm supposed to be working with you, not against you. Who even led you there?
Give me a deception check.
I get an advantage.
Yeah, if you're proficient in it, or you can roll as well, and then each of you would just roll it regular or normal.
Oh, I have to. 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm pulling up my character sheet. Hiya. Oh no.
You not know what you speak of.
No, not entirely. I was not told all the details, unfortunately. I was only given a rough description.
By who?
I dare not speak her name. You never know who might be listening, that wizard about.
He'll just kind of make his way back as far away and the corner as he can. Kind of
Listen.
finding like this little cold, damp spot, then kind of curling up.
Listen. I can try to get you out of here so you can bring back what you have learned. You have learned something useful, yes? I'm not wasting my time.
We just kill.
It is unfortunate that we did not find someone more useful who actually knew what they were supposed to. Pitiful. At that point, I'll turn my back on him to walk out.
Onyx.
I follow him.
All right. Well, as you each make your way upstairs, you'll see a bit of like the servants and helpers for the guild cleaning, taking care of some things, and setting plates in anticipation for everyone's return.
I grab your arm before
Can-
we get too far, and I say, "So, want to let me in on your little secret?"
Can I make, before I say that, can I make an insight check to know if how much I trust of what he was saying when he said, "I'm just here to kill"?
Sure. Make me an insight check.
Oh my god!
Pretty trustworthy.
All right.
Especially with what one had said to Onyx when she had kind of transformed into one of the Brood Guard herself.
Once we're out of the room and safely out of earshot, I was just attempting to get him to reveal a few details. I was implying that I was a man on the inside, and that perhaps he would reveal if indeed they did have traitors on the inside, as well as perhaps details as to what they are seeking. If what this one says is true, they do not seek anything of value. They merely seek to kill.
I have a better idea. Instead of going right after, going in like that, why don't we play the game? Why don't I change myself to someone that he would remember? Perhaps Mr. Bug-Eyed Two-Horn. And then we can go back in. Or I could. And have our
Yes.
way.
Well, you
Instead
will
of-
not. You are not allowed to be here. That would require some amount of
Secrecy.
trickery.
Of course. But, as I said, we should play the game. Why would he trust us right after? Give him time to think about it. Think about his options. Make him think that he actually has a choice. And then we pounce like a lion.
I think that perhaps he is not terribly useful. However, there is one use he may yet have. If he is released, then perhaps he would go home, and he could be tracked
Perhaps
by way of Trace's hunter's mark.
I don't think you understand. If he thinks that I'm there to free him, if I'm one of his people, and I let him loose, maybe he'll actually tell me some secrets instead of doing it this way. Make him think that he's safe. We sneak back in there. Beforehand, I change into whatever would appease him to be freeing him. I let him go, and we leave together. And then we use the hunter's mark, like you said. If he turns his back on me or discovers that I'm too say I am, then we have a backup plan.
I believe there is a way we could work both of these plans together, but I would very much like to run this by Bragdar,
Fine.
as well as the rest of the crew.
I suppose. But not out in the open. We must do this with
But you are correct.
Privacy. We can't just be gallivanting around talking about plans such as this.
I do
We
believe
want tea after all.
I do believe this is a trick that could perhaps gain yield. We will see. We will see if that is an option. For now, I think we just need time. And I'll step upstairs to Bragdar.
Yeah, he'll still be out front, waiting for the rest of the guild members to make their return. And as you all just spent like roughly 5-10 minutes at most interrogating them, interrogating the brood guard since Krev, Trace, and Rek had left, you will see little bits of members of the guild begin to trickle in. Very badly wounded, some looking just as fresh as you, but a lot being carried in that are that you can see to be dead.
Bragdar, I spoke to the 1T.
Probably didn't get much out of that one.
Well, I did have some yields.
Well,
The 1T revealed that he was only here to kill. He either is completely useless, or the overall 1T threat has no superior goal but to maim and destroy. Their goal could be a very personal one, I would presume. That being said, my personal suggestion how to handle the 1T is either to just have him executed, or perhaps, if you are up for it, there may be another form of trickery that we could try.
I'm listening.
My friend here, Onyx, she is a very, how shall I say, versatile woman. She is tricky. And one of her tricks is a trick of the eye. She can disguise herself as a 1T. And of course, we have seen a couple of 1T. She could easily disguise herself as one of them with an illusion. And perhaps we can, air quotes, break out the 1T and follow him, see where he goes, see where he leads. Of course.
If you were to head back to the sea, assuming that is where they come from, how do you propose that we send those to follow? Very limited members are able to breathe water.
Well, then perhaps you could cast a spell on us to afford us such sensibilities.
Only for a limited time.
Well,
If
that
you're at the
is-
end of that time frame and well away from the surface or anywhere capable to breathe air, you will surely drown.
I suppose that is something we would need to watch for. This is just a possibility. I am leaning towards the possibility that the 1T is useless, a cold murderer, and nothing more.
Do we know
Yes.
for a fact that the Yuan T can breathe water?
Who was that?
Zach Krev.
You're collecting rats.
Oh, I thought we would be back by now.
He'll be back momentarily.
Okay,
Um,
sorry.
but yeah, so that would definitely be something to keep an eye for. I am thinking that you're correct. This one is probably useless. We've had reports of others with snake arms, or snakes for arms. Something I never thought I would see in my day. At least with my own eyes.
Yes, we met a similar one. He appeared to be the leader. Unfortunately, he passed.
Well, I wouldn't say it to be unfortunate, but perhaps in the general speaking of knowledge.
Well, in that case, I will just remain here and rest until the time comes for further action.
Well, your friends went out back into the rain. They said something about looking for snakes or food. I'm sure they'll be back momentarily.
Very well. I will wait.
And just a few moments after that, that's when Krev, Rekid, and Trace will make their way back into the tavern or into the guild hall, and you will have collected 4 rats in the time that you were gone.
All right. So I'm assuming we see them right there, or we...
Oh, yeah, it's still fairly empty, but once each of you 3 make your way back in, the 3 of you will see that the guild hall is starting to get somewhat filled back up, being lined with injured and those that aren't as injured carrying the injured or dead.
Do I see Kadir and
Yep.
the others here? Okay. Kadir, well, we found maybe some food for persuasion for the beast down below in the brig. I was hoping maybe I can use it as, I would assume he's hungry. Maybe we could get some more information.
I had already spoken to him. To be perfectly honest, he seems to be a killer and nothing more. But perhaps, if you want, to, I advised Bragdar that we may just want to execute him and be done with it. We've seen 1T with suggestive abilities, and it would be dangerous to keep him.
I agree. I just thought that maybe we wanted to give one more chance. With actual leverage, I mean, did you offer to free him for information, or?
I did, yeah.
Well then, either he truly has no information, or he didn't trust you.
I think it could perhaps be a little of both. If you wish to make an attempt.
Well, I can't speak their language, so this is really just to assist you.
I do not believe there will be anything more to gain.
Oh, well. I see. Well, maybe we'll put these to use for the next prisoner.
Yes, we should, if we get the chance, we should make an attempt to catch one who is more. We should make an attempt to catch one who is not merely a grunt, perhaps.
Or
Like
perhaps,
one of the ones with the snake arms?
or perhaps we could speak to one that is dead. One of us has the spells good dead. I've seen it done before. We could always talk to the one that seemed quite important.
I think we would need the guild to be able to help us with that. I don't think any of us are powerful enough for that spell.
Although that is perhaps. I could see that perhaps working.
Why break your back, killing more if you could just bring one back to life?
Perhaps we could suggest for I believe none of us are so arcanically involved to have such power, but
I
we
certainly
could
don't.
suggest to Bragdar that he use a disguise self spell and follow it up with a speak to dead spell.
I think that makes sense.
If he disguised himself as that lieutenant that we had seen in the crypts, then it may be possible to yield more information.
I was going to say maybe we should go back to the battlegrounds and before the bodies are taken away. Whether it be our people or theirs. I would imagine they're not going to leave their kind behind.
How long do we think that would take?
To send
To-
like a spy in.
No, to go back and grab the generals, or not the general, the leader's corpse.
Oh, it should take no more than a half hour.
Oof.
I mean, we're not really doing anything else right now. Do you have any
Yeah.
other ideas that you wanted to do? I don't know if you had any other plans, but I
Uh,
think we were kind of just waiting for the siren to
next-
go off again, really.
Yep, pretty much.
Could patrol the streets.
Well, I mean, this could be a way for us to patrol the streets and get the body, you know?
All right, I'm down for that.
But I think it's very possible they may come and collect their dead. So
All right.
we need to jump on this.
Yeah, no, I like Rickard's idea. I just don't like the idea of going there specifically for that when there could be something else that goes on here.
Sure. Well, yeah, I mean, we can patrol and on the way there and back, and ideally just come straight back here. We should probably speak with Bragdar though, see if this is even possible.
That's a good point.
It might be, if you can't, then this is, pointless.
All right. Well, I mean, go ahead.
All right. I'd walk over to Bragdar. Bragdar.
Yes, Krev.
Well, we came back hoping to persuade this one in the brig with these rats, but sounds like you guys aren't going to get anything out of them. But we had an idea, maybe about getting one with a little higher ranking, might know more information, but maybe even more easily than killing another one, rather capturing another one alive. Why don't we take the one that we captured before? Do you think maybe you have the ability to speak with dead?
Yes.
If we were to bring back the body of the one with the snake arms, would that be worth investigating? Would there
I
be some time?
think with as much of everything's left in the dark, anything's worth a shot.
All right. Well, we know where it was last. If it's still there, we'll bring the body back. But we recommended maybe, disguising yourself as a Yuan-Ti to, help the questions go. As opposed to them being hostile towards you, they might not answer. Do you have the ability to do that as well?
Yes, I can do that as well.
I mean, I that was just a suggestion. I don't know if.
I think it's worth a shot, Krev.
Okay, well, we'll go get the body. We'll be back probably a half hour.
Well, be careful. I'm sure other Yanti still lurk the streets.
Of course. Thank you. I go back to Kadir, Onyx, Rocket, and Trace, and let them know we're game. Let's go
Alright.
pick up the body.
Brilliant.
All right.
My plan is coming together.
All right. We'll go stomping out the front door then.
I nudge you. No need to break your back like I told you.
I'd be doing active perception checks, make sure we're not getting,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
And I mean,
snuck up on her.
besides it just raining and passing a few guild members as they're making their way back to the guild hall, you all can make your way back to the main market, grab the body, and make your way back with no issue.
Sweet.
Brilliant.
So we bring him back in, and
Once back in, Bragdar will say, well, as you can see, quite a decent amount of us have made it back,
Of course.
but not as
Good to
many
see.
as I would have hoped.
Well, at least
Perhaps
we
this
are
will
here.
help us get to the bottom of this. For all of us.
Well, I suppose we should leave you alone with the body. We would not want it recognizing us. After all, we did murder him.
Of course.
True. Should we come up with the questions now? I don't know if...
Aaron, Sir Riffin, please bring this one up to the office. Clear some space. Gonna need a bit of room.
Do you know what questions you're going to ask? I know you're probably limited
I have
on
some
how many.
in mind. See, the issue is in order to speak with the dead, not everything will come out as clear and crystal as one would hope.
Of course. You must be
Mhm.
tactful with what.
I have only heard of such things. I do not know the pretense under which he will know us. Or know you, I suppose. But I trust the designation of the questions to yourself, Guildmaster.
This is when Sir Riffin and Aaron will kind of come up, one grabbing the body, bottom by the legs, and the other by the upper part of the body, and hoisting the corpse up the stairs.
Does Riffin have the sword?
Yep.
Just checking.
Hmm.
Well, I do have some questions in mind, but it's gonna take some time. But please,
All right.
enjoy
course.
yourselves. Rest easy. Sure, there's more to come.
I have not yet seen Uranus.
He's
If
gone
you-
back to the tower to check on his boys.
Very good.
Sure, everything is copacetic in his part of town.
Are we all feeling better now, or did we? I can't remember if we short rested or not.
Not,
did not.
not yet. You guys interviewed and then went back out onto the street.
Once Bragdar leaves, I say, I pity any Wanti who encountered those goblin boys.
Yes.
I would too.
I recommend we take a quick rest before our next battle, if we can. Oh wait, sorry, I'm forgetting short rest is a night. Does anybody need healing?
I'm mostly okay. Could you?
And through,
Insight.
through the while you guys are resting, there will be members of the guild tending to those that are wounded, and when they get to you, they're
Damn.
wrecked. A female elf will place her hands upon you, and when she does, you will see your wounds stitch over as it kind of the skin just kind of lifts up like hairs and intertwines together and stitches itself and closes the gap from the fang marks and claws, and you will receive 12 HP back.
Oh, wow, nice.
Nice.
Casting Cure Wounds on you at a level 2. Wasn't as high as I was hoping, but not bad.
Yeah.
That's fine. I only needed 6, but we're good.
Oh, nice.
Because Kadir used his short rest spell slot to heal me last time.
Yep. All right, I'm down to 2 spell slots. I think I forgot to count that cure wounds against my spell slots, but I'm good now.
Mm.
Well, in that case, I will find a nice corner and I will speak. I will speak. I will read my book until it is time for us to act again. To you all, I bid farewell for now.
Shall we not go back to the tower instead and then wait for word?
I think I would prefer to be here for now.
Fine. Suit yourself.
Is this really like the centralized focal point for the town
Mm-hmm.
here? Okay. So we'd be the fastest place to travel from if there's an attack. Well. Anybody have any ideas what to do in the meantime?
Anyone want to help me train?
Of course I do. I'm always
Excellent.
up for a challenge if you challenge me.
Excellent. Do you have a ranged weapon of some sort?
My eyes. I'm great at glaring.
Ah.
I come back for a split second and I drop off my crossbow.
Ah, perfect. Yes. Shoot that at me, please.
Okay. Brilliant. I do love doing these
I'll
sorts.
stand about, I don't know, 30 feet away.
I'm gonna laugh when he crits you.
Aren't I going to use your crossbow and shoot at him instead of you?
Oh no, please, have at.
Why not?
You know, I hardly think this is what Bragdar wanted when he said, relax, drink water. He did not say drink crossbow bolts, my friend. But at least he will be providing entertainment, yes?
Of course. I'm always entertained by this one.
I haven't got to practice this yet.
I will close my eyes.
Would you like an apple? Trace has an apple in his hands.
Oh, no. I won't be aiming at the apple. Body center, if you will.
He'll shrug. Kadir, if you're gonna read your book, I will need an Arcana check from you, and then you will be indisposed for the next couple of hours.
Sorry, was that for me, you said?
Kadir.
I was setting up my crossbow.
Alright, and I'm gonna do my guidance. Guidance! 17.
Are you guidancing the crossbow bolt?
No.
His reading.
I'm about to do that.
It's like, get him!
Oh!
Did you just snap one?
Shoot the crossbow bolt, being quite nervous of shooting it towards a friend. It goes wide left, and you just hear someone go, "Ah! What the hell?"
My leg!
Sorry. Oh, I'm...
My leg!
not proficient yet.
Why in the hell are you doing this inside? Go outside.
Oh, I just wanted to have fun.
Can you roll me damage to
So-
see how much this guy just took?
Oh no.
Sure.
Oh. A bit more than an ow. You like when you hit him, like he like collapses, like not able to put any weight on his leg, and he just goes down and then gives you a
But
yell.
did he die?
No.
Guys,
They on average have 12 HP. It was
Right.
It's on
close.
death's door. Like,
outside.
does that healer come back and heal him? Like,
I would make the argument we just saved his life from dying in the next battle.
Hmm.
joke's on you. They rate the bar. Like,
Oh no. Oh no.
So,
I'm gonna go try again outside.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
of course. Outside. Goes outside. Now you stand over there.
Can we put the battle music back on, Kyle?
I might need to in a second. Hold on.
Miss. Good.
Wasn't in that one though.
Yeah.
Pshoo! Ding! Bounces off one of the walls.
Just damage. Why?
I think that one finally hits you.
It doesn't actually.
I mean,
Somebody.
can he choose to like
You
negate?
know, like-
negate?
Jump in front of it.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
You see that she's struggling, and then like this next one is gonna go wide right. So you just take a step to the right, getting in its line of path.
Oh my gosh, I rolled terrible.
I mean, I would presume that because he's not trying to dodge, that gives advantage or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Just to make it easier, let's just say yeah.
Ugh. I rolled
So-
a
You're getting
nine.
all your
Yeah.
ones out of the way.
Yes,
It's
I
true.
suppose.
That was the second one.
All right. So I believe that means I successfully catch the crossbow bolt. I'm going to say using both hands, like slapping together and catching it.
Oh.
And it's about like a foot away from your face, like you were on top of this one. You knew exactly the path that the bolt was going, stood in front of it, and then still had enough time to clap your hands down upon the bolt, stopping it from impacting you.
My God, honey.
Do it again. Doing it faster.
I'm pretty much guaranteed successes if it's 8 or lower of damage.
Oh dear.
Well, with that, like a little bit of training, Rekid, you're able to like just like catch the arrows or like knock them down, whichever you'd like to do.
Nice. Yeah, using different kind of techniques there depending on the angle. Because I imagine it won't always be dead on in
Yeah, right.
combat.
You should practice some groin shots.
Alright, then have it.
I was waiting for that one to be the nat 20.
Ah, my penis.
But after a bit of training, and after 2 hours go by, as we reached just a little bit past 12 o'clock, nearing 1 o'clock in the afternoon, this is when Bragdar will make his way down, and just once he reaches the bottom of the stairs. Attention, Corn Silk Rat Guild. I have an announcement to make. Everyone goes quiet, laying all their eyes upon him. Today's battle is won, thanks to all of you, brave souls that laid down their lives to protect this city. Everyone, enjoy your night. There's more to come. Kadir, are you still here?
I clap my book closed. Yes, of course, Bragdar. I had no intention of not hearing how that session went.
Gather the others and meet me in my office. 15 minutes.
Very well, good sir. Yeah, I'll step outside.
And then
Do
when
I-
you open up like the guild door, you just see like 15, 20 bolts stuck in it that make like this perfect silhouette of like a head and shoulders. And then when you look out into like the yard, you see Onyx there just repeatedly shooting her crossbow. Well, I guess your crossbow at Rekid.
You can hold on to that, Shuno.
Ah, thank you.
Just be sure to keep track of the bolts.
Well, they're all right there in perfect formation.
Compatriots, Bragdar seeks us in his office. I'm sure that we are going to see some amount of action now, or perhaps just an answer to our questions. You are invited.
Wonderful.
I'll help you gather these bolts. Thank you for your help with that practice.
Always a pleasure.
I must say, Rekid, I am somewhat amazed to not see you as the world's largest pincushion.
Yes. One would think if you can dodge a bolt, you can dodge a snake, but I suppose not.
Well, practice makes perfect, and if that door has anything to say about it, I think it's rooting you on. Well, I'll step back inside.
Trace starts to make his way over to you after that announcement.
Yes.
He said that he wanted to see us, right?
Of course. I apologize. I thought you were outside with the others, with the revelry, I suppose we'll call it.
He'll just shake his head. Rabbit.
Hungry already.
Points over to the table and you can see like more than a half-eaten cooked rabbit.
Well, I see you've graduated to cooking them. That at least is something.
Funny taste. Better raw.
I'll so once everyone's ready, we'll go ahead and step upstairs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. Once making your way upstairs, you'll see the corpse of the Yanti being carried out, and Bragdar with a cloth just cleaning some of the bit of blood off his desk. Lift his eyes up, see each of you approaching. I hope to have this cleaned up a bit more before each of you arrived, but nonetheless, please step inside. Close the door.
Well, looking at the corpse of the Wanti, does it have a lot of scales?
The snakes for the arms do, yes, but the rest of the body being that of a human.
And I would like to say, please do not dispose of that. I perhaps have use of it.
Sir Griffin will just turn. Where do you want me to put it?
If you could just put it out back, I would appreciate that.
Sure. Come on, Aaron. But Outback is so far. And then they'll make their way down the stairs. Each of you can go into the office, shutting the door behind you, as Bragdar puts away the cloth that he was using to clean up the blood. Well, it seems that that was quite the idea that you had there, Krev. Was able to learn quite a bit more than expected.
It was more of the group's idea. I think Onyx was the one that first thought.
Of course I did.
I've talked to the dead before in my dreams.
Oh, that's quite interesting. You'll have to tell me about it sometime.
Perhaps, maybe when you get some leisure time.
Well,
Well,
it
how did it go?
seems that this attack today was more of a test. And from how many came back, it seems that that test might have gone well for them. If this was just the runts that they've sent in, and these are the amount of casualties we've sustained here at the guild, then I don't believe that this is a war we can win.
So, do we seek help from neighboring cities?
Yes, precisely. I will need you to travel to Mido. Go speak with the leader there. Request help from the guild. And make your way back with some reinforcements.
It has been a long time since I have been to Mido.
That is quite far. Why do we not have allies in Goldshire or Whitebridge?
Not formidable ones. We need might and power.
Yes, but that's what, weeks away. Not just getting there.
Yes, I know, quite far. But you will be equipped with horses and a wagon. Make the journey quite quicker. You'll also need supplies for crossing the desert near the Nyansima Mountains. All which will be provided, but I did ask you specifically after learning of Kadir's origin and where he came from. I figured that would be best to send a native back.
Will they be eager to help, or is this going to be taking some convincing?
The tribes of Mido there are goblins there, orcs. Is there a Cornsilk Rat guild there as well?
No, it's a bit more closed off than our guild here. And needing to be invited. But Samira of the Wheat Civet is whom I wish you to speak to.
Samir, is that Samir?
Samira.
Samira, okay.
It was actually much closer on that last name than I expected.
Wheat Civet's the name of the guild.
Oh, okay. I thought that was his last name.
Yeah, Samira of the Wheat Civet. She's the leader.
Oh, she. Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited to travel with Brago on such a long journey.
Yes, and as stated, supplies, a wagon, and some horses will also be supplied. This is quite far, but it's the best hope that we've got here for the city.
How far would you say this journey is by horse? A week? 2 weeks?
He'll take out his map and use a protractor to begin measuring it out.
And I assume we'll have to
should
go off the road here.
Nearly make it to Mido in just under 2 days. And then if you travel as the crow flies directly to Mido, then just another 1, 2 to 3, 4 days of that, just under a week's time.
Wait, 3 or 4 days to get to versus 1 to 2 days if we take which way?
No, so I was just counting.
Oh,
Like when I said
okay.
when I said the one, it was like after I had measured off to Goldshire, I was like counting the right clicks for the distance.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry, I
No,
misunderstood.
no problem. Like I've always said, I'd rather everyone be on the same page than kind of confused.
Yeah, I was like, damn, these must be like dragon speed horses, like, like, like rock speed.
Uh, so the will it be just us making the journey, or will we have any compatriots?
Oh, just you five, in case there's any other need for repel of an attack.
Yes, I think they're most in danger here.
Fair enough. In that case, I'm removing the light crossbow and the bolts from my inventory.
You feel that you have more room to carry stuff.
Hooray!
Have you talked about Mito with us yet? I can't remember.
Barely.
Okay. Is there
Yeah.
anything we should know about Mito other than goblins and orcs? Is
Well-
Samira herself, what does she work?
I will say I do not know Sumira, but the desert itself is more dangerous than any enemy one could find. Mido itself is a land ruled by tribes and chieftains of great martial prowess, and those who are quite rich as well. The desert possesses many resources, but again, dangerous.
I see.
I would like to. When are we to leave?
I would just need an hour to have everything secured. You will need plenty of water. As you said, the desert is quite dangerous. We'll also need food as well. Anything that you can think of? I'm happy to take care of this for you, but
I mean, if need be, I can prepare the spell to create water.
That would perhaps be a smart suggestion. I think we need to go speak to Renus.
Well, we have an hour.
I must say though, Bragdar, I'm sure that there will be some form of I'm sure that there will be some form of compensation for us making this journey upon our arrival back. Yes.
of course, you will be doing not just me, but the guild in the city a favor as well.
Hopefully, we'll be more than just a favor. Hopefully, we'll be saving the city. I would
That
not
is my
like to
hope.
see it fall.
I will not see Lahles fall on my watch. Not while I'm alive.
All right. Well, I wish you all the luck in the world. I'm sure there will be no small manner of setting up barricades to protect yourselves from the ocean, the sewers, to repel these attacks. We will, of course, travel with all due speed.
Kadir, or Rekid, it seemed that you were about to say something.
Was just going to say, it seems that speed is just as important as success. Because if we don't come back in time with the reinforcements, it will be for naught.
We have one of the most powerful. We have several of the most powerful wizards in the world here in Lahles. I do not doubt that they can repel. That they can repel invaders of such a magnitude. Well, we will be on our way to Arenas, Bragdar.
He's-
Thank you for.
Here, take this for his boys. And he'll hand you well, he'll pull out of the drawer a little two little wooden goblin carvings. So it's brought from some of the members when they've come back from Darkwell. Some fine craftsmanship. I feel that the boys would like it.
What is it made out of?
Just maple wood.
Nice. Of course. Thank you. We will make our leave.
Yes, if you all do plan on leaving later in the day, I will have everything ready for you if you wish to sleep through the night and head out on first light, then I don't see any issue with that.
I'm okay saying goodbye and leaving now, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we need to see Renus, you said?
I would prefer to, at least to say goodbye. I mean, the boys are going to miss us, are they not?
Yes.
Some of us, I suppose. Just kind of eyeballing the one with the snake.
Trace.
I guess, yes, I do suppose they will not miss Jade too much. Well, I make my leave, and I step out the door.
Okay. Well, unless there's anything that you guys need to take care of besides saying your goodbyes to Renus, now would be the time.
What kind of gear did he give us versus what we think we're gonna need for the desert?
He's given you horses, 2 horses, a wagon to carry the goods, and also to ride in, which does have a covering which will block the sun, which I'm sure will be quite nice for when you're actually in the desert. And then food and water. 2 weeks
Do
worth.
we have? Okay, like 2 weeks worth of fur in the desert, or
For your travels. So you have
okay.
2 weeks worth for the 5. That would be what 14 times 5 is 70? 70 rations? I don't know if that's right. I'm really bad at math.
14 times 5 is 70. Yeah.
And then it would, be a lot of water skins. So they're just gonna put a cask of water in there for you.
Okay. Yeah. As long as we got plenty to refill, and then we can ideally refill when we're in Mito somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you have the water spell prepared, you can kind of throw that on too.
Exactly.
Yes.
Which would probably be even better that there's casks than trying to get it into a water skin.
Well, what is it? I'm just double checking here. My create water.
30
30.
gallons.
Okay,
What
I
are we
do.
going to do for shelter?
but it's not a ritual, so
Wagon.
We're going to sleep in the wagon. What happens if the wagon catches on fire? Or if someone tries to steal the wagon?
I think I'm more worried about the horses.
Yes.
They
Well,
might
I
think that
suppose
we're
no one will
carrying
be getting
something
away
in
with the wagon without the horses. So it's
Will the
What
horses
about-
survive this desert?
Hmm.
Don't they use other
he-
creatures than horses there?
Camels.
yes. Camels are more common, but horses can be Some horses thrive in the desert. You just have to be more careful with keeping them watered.
Yes,
I think
we'll have to stay on top of that.
I will seek appropriate clothing for the desert.
Of
You
course.
need shade and breathability.
Yes.
Might be tough on those of you who are more heavily armored.
Is that something we can find here, or should we find it in Mito?
Could just be a simple robe of sorts with a shawl. But
Everyone
lightweight.
dressed like Kadir.
Perfect.
Just follow what he's wearing. That's where he's from.
Yes, but I'm sure he got his clothes in Mito.
I'm sure it won't be that hard. We just cover our faces and our heads and make sure we don't get bent like bacon.
All right. Can we find those kind of clothes around here? And
Oh yes,
While
of
we're
course.
waiting.
This is like one of the main trading areas.
all right,
It's
uh,
actually why the city was built here.
all right. Let's go find some clothes real quick while we're waiting.
I'd like a headscarf, please.
Go to the market real quick if it's even open. I don't know after the attack.
I'd like a hijab.
No, none of the shops will be open. All you have to do is tell Bradgar what you need, and then all
Oh,
that will
okay.
be
I'd
taken
like
care
a
of.
hijab.
Yeah. All right, Bragdar. We need clothes proper for the desert as well.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
I'm really relying on Kadir here. Actually, I really don't know much else about the town. Anything you recommend?
No. Don't use magic when you're there.
Sorry.
It's, how one would say, punishable by death.
Ah.
By
That's-
death, you say.
Yes.
Oh,
My
yes.
kind of
While
That's a key piece of information you almost forgot to mention.
Well, I assumed that Kadir would have shared that information with you. I merely gathered that's why he had left the city.
How does
I-
one like yourself? How did that work? Did you just hide it, or
I
just
did
not
not.
use it?
I did not gain my magical prowess until I had found the lamp. And of course, after I found the lamp, I never went back.
Well,
So this
don't
will
blame
be
you
a
there.
somewhat new experience for me.
Ah, so you found this lamp outside of Mito then?
Yes.
Hmm. So, do they persecute those who have abilities but do not use them? Or
You
you
can
know?
have a magical sense about you, but just not performing any of that magic in town.
Do they
Yes.
have ways of knowing, or is it you just not do it in front of someone?
Just not in front. Sure. Plenty of the wheat civet has plenty of formidable wizards and things of the such, and probably keep it more under wraps when inside the city.
Hmm. Why is this a thing? Why do they not allow the magic?
I actually don't know that answer myself.
Well, it's actually a lot of lore, but to sum it up, a long time ago, before any cities were erected and built, Prince Chula from the Elistium dynasty wiped out almost all of the life in Elista. And then that is when the Druid Council that reigns over Platini ruled no magic to be used in towns or cities.
The Druids of Platini?
Yes, it's the name of the country where Mito resides.
Oh.
But everything will be secured for you. Clothes, food, water, extra arrows, bolts.
Oh,
That's kind of interesting story. The Druids ruled no magic, yet they're Druids. So they stopped using their own magic?
It's a good way to be able to hold people down under your thumb. If everyone else is deprived of using their innate skills or gifts from the gods, then it's quite easy to control.
So did
All
the
of it.
Druids themselves not have that restriction on themselves?
Only if used for good in protecting the citizens.
Ah, so it's like a police force almost.
Yes, they do sanction magic for certain events.
I see. Well, I don't think I have any other questions right now, but anybody else?
No. So, the wheat civet, that is the name of the. What is that the name of exactly?
That's the name of the guild that Samira is the leader of.
Got it. And I must ask, do we have a sort of pact with this guild to pact of protection of alliance?
Nothing on paper, but agreed upon words. I do believe that she will come quickly with this call. The wheat civet looks to establish itself in the eyes of the rest of the world, and the corn silk rat is the guild to just do that.
What kind of monsters should we expect in the desert?
All sorts of kinds, I would imagine.
Also,
So, I mean,
I know
if
that
we're
it's near the
secluded from-
mountains, so not only those that live in the desert, but those that might travel from the mountains as well, looking
do
for
you think
food.
they'd be bigger?
Sure.
Well, at least if we're fighting creatures in the desert and we're not near citizens, maybe we can still manage to use magic there. I don't know if it's worth the risk, but how wide is the ban on magic? Is it just within the city?
Yes. It's quite hard to be able to patrol all the open plains and deserts to reside through Platini.
So is it really the whole country then that the ban is for, or just Mita?
Well, it would be for the whole country. If you're caught, then you will be attempted to take prisoner. But it's a lot easier to be caught in the city than it is when out in the middle of the desert.
Sure.
In short, my understanding is that unless you are fighting a battle of protection or self-defense, then use of magic will be punishable.
Oh, so they do allow magic if somebody is attacking you and you're defending yourself.
Right.
That's good to know.
Uh,
Although
th- that is my
it's probably
belief,
more of a
yes.
guilty until proven innocent situation, I assume, as far as magic use goes.
To be perfectly honest, I never lived that life, so to speak. So this is a little new for me as well.
Yes. I think it would be safe to assume, though, that if we are forced to use magic, it's more of a guilty until proven innocent kind of scenario if you are caught.
Yes. So I really want to get back to Renus.
Yeah, go ahead. Like I said, if there's anything you guys need, like we don't have to RP it. You can just list it up as something that needs to be gathered.
So I'll attempt to walk through the front door to Renus's tower.
Yep, no problem.
All right, and I'll call out Renus's name.
Yes, Kadir, just upstairs with the boys.
I'm glad to hear that they are well.
Well, nothing's getting in here, and if they do, it would be quite a bad decision on their part.
Yes, I was saying earlier, I pity any 1T who finds these boys, for I am sure they are cooked. So, I
Please make
my
your way up.
I come up, and I presume I was saying that as I was like walking up the stairs. Renus, I do not know how to say this, but I think I will have to ask you for my lamp.
Well, it is yours.
Renus, we will be leaving somewhat sooner than expected.
Oh? For what purpose?
Bragdar, he sends us to Mido. We are to call upon an alliance. I presume he has other messengers that he's sending to other guilds, but we are to Mido.
Oh, he does like to keep some things in the shadows. It's probably best. But he's a wise man. And if he thinks that sending each of you to Mito will help, then perhaps it just will. I must say, though, I'm quite saddened to hear that you'll be leaving quite so soon. I thought that we would have quite a bit more time together. The boys have taken quite a liking to Onyx.
To be perfectly honest, well, who would not? Well, I just wanted to thank you again for everything you've done. You have been a very positive influence, I must say.
And you as well.
If by any chance something happens while we are gone, please, if you are given the chance to run and save your boys and yourself, or to stay and fight for some folly, please choose yourself.
Well, I would gladly lay my life down if it meant that these boys could get away safely. But I pray that day will never come.
As do I.
Let me go retrieve your lamp. And just a moment later, he'll return with your lamp in hand and hand it off to you. I'm sorry that I couldn't figure out more. It seems that it is more so just bound to you. Hardly even able to get close to it.
Well, I suppose it is nice to confirm what I already believed. That it chooses. Perhaps one day it will choose to leave as well.
Perhaps. And perhaps you'll be in debt to whatever this is for as long as you're breathing.
Well, again, thank you all, and I'll bow.
I'll give you a bow back.
I'd like to go talk to the boys on my own, if you don't mind.
Yes, please do.
I go walk towards the boys or wherever they are. In that
Okay.
area.
You'll find them kind of just like sitting with their feet together and rolling like this arcane ball back and forth to each other.
Boys.
Hi!
Hi. I have news for you. I must depart. I must be going.
No,
We
you
will
stay!
I cannot. I have a duty. I must be going to Meadow, and you must stay here. You both must take care of each other. Make sure that you stay safe with one another. Make sure to protect Renus. He is your protector, and you are his. Make sure that everyone here stays safe.
You come back, right?
I will be coming back. I want to see how great you've become. I must see what fine things you've learned after I come back. Please make me proud while I'm gone. I want to come
Yes.
back and hear all your learnings and teachings and doings and goings.
Yeah, and then you tell us about Smelly Legs.
Yes. Yes, I suppose that would be a good time, wouldn't it?
Okay.
I'll miss you quite a lot. But
We missed
you
you.
filled my heart. You have filled my heart with quite a lot of things that I haven't felt in quite a long time. And I am indebted to you. You've given me a sense of purpose, I dare say.
They'll both like put their like fingers to like their lips and give you like a confused look.
You see, in my past, I lived a life of, well, I was alone for quite a lot of my life. Always trying to make my way on my own, and perhaps you'll understand when you're older. But for now, I must bid you adieu. I must be going. I'm sorry that I must be departing now. I will miss you very, very much.
We see you soon.
Yes, this is not goodbye, but see you later, as they say.
Well, anybody? Well, Reckon, Krev.
I really liked that.
What?
I liked that.
What?
Hmm.
Oh, I forgot. I do want to hug them before I leave. My bad.
Ew, gross! No.
I don't really have anything in particular for him. Actually, I was gonna ask Renus. This is a bit of a journey we're on. We'll have some time while we're traveling. Would you mind if I borrowed a book from the library and bring it back after?
Please do.
Thank you. And I guess I'd look for any other books on creatures outside of the quote-unquote monster manual. Based on what
Fortunately,
you gave me before.
that's gonna be about it on that particular sense.
Okay.
The only things would be like a more specific book on like bears and wolves kind of thing, but just giving you some more information that's probably useless for what you're trying to do.
Maybe one on spiders.
That he's got.
There's a spider I've heard of that I'd like to look into. It's a variation of the giant spider.
Yes, I think I have exactly what you're looking for.
I believe it's called the King Spider. Spider King, sorry.
Yes. I'll go fetch that for you.
Thank you.
Wreck-It, if you don't have anything, then what we'll do is just fast forward you all to meeting back up with Bragdar and the supplies as you head out of town.
Yep, just gonna grab the horse because I imagine the other horses and such will be on loan.
I'd like to kiss Rennis's cheek before we leave and bid him farewell as well, and tell him keep the fruit. You'll need it.
All right. Well, just about 3.5 hours later, as we get near 4 o'clock, all your supplies will be gathered up. Clothes, food, water. I think most importantly, water. And your wagon and horses are all ready to go.
Awesome.
Well, I think I have everything ready for each of you. Some extra coin in there as well, in case you need to find a room or anything and amongst your travels. But you'll find it in the chest. Please be safe, be quick, and please do tell Samira I said hello when you arrive.
Is there anything you can tell us about her? We don't know too much.
Quite the lovely individual. Beautiful, smart. Reminds
Karen.
me of some old friends that are no longer a part of this world.
What is she? A human?
Ah, yes.
I've heard there's plenty of orcs and goblins there. I had no idea, to be honest.
Oh, yes, plenty of orcs and goblins. Some minotaurs and centaurs as well. But nothing there that you wouldn't see here in Lahles itself.
I see. Well, thank you.
As like you all are finishing up the conversation, a older looking gentleman is sitting on like the front bench part of the wagon, directing the horses around the corner, and say, "Is this the lot that's supposed to go?"
Tomato?
Yes, Tomedo.
That would be us.
Up on board. Let's get moving. The horses don't like when it gets dark.
I'd just do a once over of the provisions in the wagon, make sure we're not missing anything.
Yep, the wagon is quite nice, being built like a wood bottom base and then a brown awning that goes over the top to block the sun. And there's a couple of flaps that block the back and also a little area where you can kind of poke your head out and talk to the driver. There's plenty of room for all 5 to sit back there. But also enough room to sit up front with the driver.
Nice.
How many horses are drawing the wagon?
2.
So we have those 2 and then Brago.
Yep, you'll have a total of 3.
Is there enough room to sleep, all of us in there too, at night?
Maybe not comfortably, but it definitely doable.
Okay.
If like you want like extra tents or anything, we can just say that that was collected for you.
Okay, that's probably smart. Yeah. All right.
Well,
I don't really have anything else, guys.
You know, we might be thanking ourselves for that cramped sleeping space. I've heard it gets cold at night in the desert.
Sure.
Is that right, dear?
Quite.
We have everything we
is.
need for the horses too. Sorry.
It's not the cold that you have to worry about. Giant hyenas, spiders, ogres.
Who knows?
Well, this will be fun then, won't it?
Yeah, it's just don't let them hit me.
Sorry, what was your name again?
I am Jeeves.
Oh, you're going with us. I assumed we were driving.
Well, if you don't need this old man, then I will stay.
How old we talking?
He's got a few years on you there, Rekid.
Oof.
He, from a quick once-over, you would see that he is probably around 70. If not
Is this
a couple
guy gonna
years
die
older.
on our trip?
He's fine.
I've been cleared by all health checks. I'm good to go.
All right. Does
He's
anybody else know how to drive this thing, just in case?
He's 4 weeks from retirement, Matt.
Oh God. Oh no.
I was
God,
actually
thank you.
gonna say that, but I feel like that would just be like me basically saying like, yeah, my plan is to kill this guy. Which is not. It's definitely up to you guys on what happens to him at this point.
All right.
Wait, what? We're gonna get into battles on the way there? Is that what you're saying? I never would have guessed this.
Anyways, I think I'm ready, guys.
All right, let's
So
go.
I think what I was going to do with Rekid is have him be on his horse while the rest of the party is in the wagon, and something Rekid would be able to do then is to kind of go on ahead to scout or maybe react quickly to other things going on.
Wonderful.
Will anyone be joining with me up front?
Sure.
I mean,
why
as
not?
he says this, and the rain is just like pouring in buckets, and
Oh,
he is quite drenched.
Does he have like an overhang at least on the front end of the carriage to help shield him?
Not as nice as like you would hope, especially with the wind kind of gusting here and there and blowing the rain sideways. But he doesn't seem to mind. It's all a part of the job.
Oh, perhaps not
I
then.
hope he
Well,
doesn't get hypothermia at his age.
Well, do load up. We have a long ways to go.
All right,
See.
will do.
And as everyone loads up, Rekid getting on his horse, he'll give a little whip with the reins, and the horses will begin to trot, mud splashing up onto each of their legs, and a little bit of water and mud being kicked up from the wheels of the wagon as you pick up pace. Eventually, making your way out of the gates from the city of Lahles, past the walls, and back out into the world once more. That's where we'll go ahead and take a small break. Went quite a bit over our break time, I do apologize. And I tried to keep it off the rain as much as possible because that makes everyone has to use the bathroom quite a bit more. So, but we'll be right back. Just about 5 minutes. Stay tuned. Let's see what happens next in Business in Lahles. Be right back. we're back. So each of you are being driven in this wagon, making your way outside of the city of Lahles and continuing on down the road. Eventually, from the time you all left, you're not going to get very far in today, but it would eat up about your half a day needed to get to Goldshire the next day anyways. So you all make it eventually to like these crossroads. One with a sign back down the which way you came, down the road pointing at reads Lahles. One pointing to the left that reads Goldshire, and one to the north reads Path Snow. It seems that I need to give the horses some rest and prepare to eat and make camp for the night.
I would like to point out that I'm in the back reading whenever we're traveling.
Yeah, no problem. Give me your Arcana check.
I Arcana do that.
Well,
Minus a level for me, please.
And where my D4's at? 23.
All right. Making good way. Luckily for you, you had a decent amount of downtime today, with the battle being at first thing and then being carted along, just sitting in the back, hanging out. But as like the water is dripping off the canopy from the wagon and hitting your driver up in the front, I'll just say, is there anything that I need to prepare, or am I okay to set my tent?
I think you're okay.
I would perhaps suggest setting a tent beneath a tree in this weather.
Oh, this old man has been around the world plenty of times. It's not the water that you have to worry about, it's the lightning. But if it's not too much for me to ask, what is each of your names? I'd prefer to speak to you a bit more proper than addressing you as sir or madame.
Oh, yes. Well, you can call me Kadir, good sir.
Lord Kadir. Nice to make your acquaintance.
My name's
Record.
Trev.
Sorry.
Record.
Master Rekid and Master Krev.
Onyx.
You must be the queen.
Some sort of queen, yes.
Well, if nothing is needed of this man, then I will get my rest for the night. Attend to the horses before going to bed. You need not worry.
I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. What was your name again, sir?
Jeeves.
Jeeves.
If you need anything, just ask Jeeves.
There it is.
Thank you for getting that joke.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but I don't want to, too punny.
Have you been to any of my towns? Almost everything is a pun.
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't want to de-level.
have a good night. There's plenty of food in the wagon.
While we were resting, did we get the benefits of a short rest?
It actually wouldn't have been enough time. You are just at 4 hours of travel outside of the city.
Oh.
But you're getting your short rest now.
Okay.
Do we need to do watches or whatever, or we just kind of go through it, breeze
So-
through that?
Up to you guys. I've learned the best thing to do is not assume that you are having a watch and let you tell me that you are.
I would say we should do a watch. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Second.
Third then.
Fourth, I suppose.
I don't know if I'll be able to stay up. Or are you not including me?
No, please do not worry yourself. We will handle this.
There's 3 watches, right?
Yep, just depends on how you want to break it down. You could have one person do the watch for the entire night. They just wouldn't get their short rests and suffer exhaustion.
Well, let's
What?
not do that.
But it is doable.
As tempting as that sounds.
You're gonna pass.
Well, we'll break it down 4 ways, and we'll each pick up one. Done.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. Well, the night has no issue, leading you to the next morning. And the rain has stopped as each of you awaken, just as the sun begins to peak over the eastern horizon. Birds are chirping. It's a nice, clear, blue sky day, and is probably quite peaceful, not waking to the busy sounds of a city and being able to just enjoy nature. Well, are you all ready to make your way? We should make it to Goldshire before nightfall.
Yes,
I think so.
that is agreeable.
My
Yes.
short rest.
Not
Oh,
too
yeah.
far along. But if we get moving quickly, then be there just as the sun sets behind the Maripin forest. Well, let's get a move on. Nah, just taking a moment to pack up his belongings, get the horses tended to, ready to go, and loading everything back up. It will take you just another full day of travel to make it to Goldshire. I do
So-
believe this puts you all at the night of the April the 7th.
I continue reading during that time.
Yep. Go ahead and make me another Arcana check.
Key.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd look at my book that I was just given to. Oof.
Oh god.
I need a D6, bud.
1 second. D4, don't fail me now. It's 8 total.
I need a
All right.
D6, bud.
All right.
Oof. Big oof. With your day, you're able, instead of getting a full 8 hours, you're only able to get 6. Purely because of just like the bumpiness in the road, making it a little difficult to read at times, and you kind of just lose your place, and then having to reread a couple of sentences before finding your place once more.
I thought that was leaning in another direction. It's like, hey, you found this weird symbol in the book. You touch it and it explodes.
No, you got to roll a
Like-
different number for that one.
Yeah, that's the 8d6s of
That's
damage.
another one.
Oh man.
read up on the spiders that book in the book that I was given.
Spoders.
Give me your intelligence check.
Spider pig. Can I guidance it or no?
Yeah.
Cool. There's that, and then the guidance. 10.
You're good.
Cool. Do I know how long it'll take to get that creature under my list?
Judging by like the amount that you've gotten through, for today, it will take you roughly another 4 days to get this done.
Okay. Cool.
So you will have, would that be 32 hours left?
Gotcha. Was that 8 hours I got, or 4, or what?
Yeah, it'd be.
So far, it was 40 to begin with, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Okay,
And
cool.
Kadir, just so you're aware, you are actually down to 20 hours.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I was grabbing a sandwich.
Oh, I was just saying, just so you know, you're down to 20 hours for your book.
Okay.
Well, as you all kind of stroll your way into Goldshire, you start to see some of the familiar sights from the town, and even laying your eyes upon some familiar faces. And as you all come to a stop in front of the Curious Goblin Tavern, and as Jeeves begins to hook up the horse to the hitching post, each of you will recognize Sir Sampson making his way over to each of you on the wagon. Well, good day, friends. Back so soon?
Yeah, I did not think we would be seeing you so soon.
Did you happen to cross Sir Riffin on the road? Set out just a few days ago.
Yes, we caught him on the way here and on the way back.
Well,
Was he happy with his delivery?
quite happy indeed. Think it surpassed some of his expectations. But nonetheless, I'm sure that you were all a bit tired from your travels. Seems that you all have begun to make an up and up for yourself in the city. Seems that you found plenty of work.
More than enough. In fact, I'll show him our badge.
Oh, that's quite excellent indeed. Congratulations to each of you. Well earned.
I did not think we would be getting these so soon. We're actually on a mission for the city of Lahles.
Well, please, come on. Let's make our way inside. The first round's on me.
Well, I turn around. How long are we looking to stay here?
I don't know if we were going to stay at all.
What time of day is it at this point?
It's getting to be close to 9. Reaching
Oh.
Goldshire just after sunset. This would have been like your full day after
Okay.
like your 8 hours of studying in your books.
I figured we stay till morning and head out.
Yeah.
I would
Might as well.
prefer
don't
to
think
sleep
we
in a
can-
bed for the night, if that's quite okay with you, my lords and lady.
I mean,
Agreed.
Of course.
yes.
course.
But I think we must head out in the morning. I don't think we have time to spare. Obviously, rest tonight, but
No, of course
Definitely.
not. We'll be gone before first light.
yes.
And Sir Samson will come over and like place his arm around your driver, say, "Ah, come on now. They just got here. Let's spend some time, have a few drinks."
Yes.
I would say we should replenish any. I know we've only been on the road for a day and a half, but we should make sure we stay stocked. Replenish any water for the horses and stuff.
Yeah.
But since we're in a town, it's going to be a while before we get to if Mito's the next town. It's quite a ways away.
You all plan to cross the desert into Mito. That's quite a journey.
Yeah. Quite.
Not necessarily the farthest, but there's nothing there. Make sure that you have plenty of food and water.
Yes. That's. We'll restock while we're here.
Yes. Um, so, uh, I'll, I'll tell him. Lahles, I'm sure you've heard, is having some issues. It's being assailed by outside invaders. For the Corn Silk Rats Guild, it's more of a all hands on deck situation.
Who would be so bold? Was it the Midnight Raven?
I know not who that even is. It is an unknown invader, somebody we did not even realize was on the table. We know little about them. Monsters from the sea.
Well, then it wasn't Ravenshaw's guild.
Is that normal for the guilds to attack each other?
Why wouldn't it be? All are always fighting for power.
Yes, but in open war?
Happens from time to time.
Wow, I did not know.
Hasn't in some great time. And perhaps this era of the guilds ruling the cities makes it a bit more peaceful. However, peace always
Why?
comes to an end.
I wouldn't say these invaders are exactly a guild. But Yuan Ti,
Well,
snake people.
Yanti have been gone from this world for many generations.
Not anymore.
Roll
we still-
me a persuasion check, and at this time, everyone have made their way inside of the Curious Goblin Tavern, and he will.
I'll give him advantage.
Well, I nat 20'd, so.
And he will motion over to Awith to grab some drinks. Anything that any of you want will be provided at Sir Samson's expense. But with your 20 persuasion, he'll say, "Oh my goodness, I thought you were joking."
No, we lost many in the guild already. And this was just the beginning. They're testing us. I think full-blown war is about to break out.
And I'll tack onto that. If you perhaps have anybody who's more seasoned or anybody who could help them, anybody who can hold a sword, a shield. I mean, even perhaps builders or architects, those who can prepare the city for a siege. Laos needs them.
You're not
Yeah.
too far from the lake either. They
And
may
Sir
come
Riffin
here
thought
too.
the same thing. When he left here, he had taken a few swordsmen and anything that may be able to help.
Just be prepared. You are, like I said, you're not too far from the empty tide sea either. You're in Goldshire.
No, we are not, and hopefully with Lahles being as large as it is, it will pull more of their forces into the city and leave little villages such as this one alone. But
Yes, these
we will
creatures
be
want
prepared.
nothing but. Yes, these creatures want nothing but kill, death, murder.
Sounds just like the goblins that you had taken care of.
Yes.
Well,
Them and the bandits.
I would say these. Well, I would hope that you take them more seriously than that.
Yes, they're a little more ferocious than goblins, or hobgoblins for that matter.
Purely meaning and just the thirst for blood.
Yes. Well, in the meantime, but enough of this doom and gloom. Tell us, how has Goldshire been? What is the news?
All is well. With the Sir Riffin gathering up some of the guards and sell swords here in Goldshire and heading back to Lahles. I thought there was something going on. I just never thought it would be on tea. But nonetheless, Goldshire is doing great. We've had less attacks from the Maripin Forest. Everything seems to be quite peaceful here for the time being. And mainly thanks to each of you.
Really? I can't believe that there's nothing been going on here at all. I mean, I'm pleased, but surprised.
Well, I suppose when you leave dead bodies behind and word begins to spread, it makes Goldshire seem a bit more intimidating to mess with.
Yes, I suppose a harder target.
Precisely. But how have each of you been? As you said that you've been a part of the guild, I'd assume that was no easy feat.
It was easier than I had thought, to be honest. I had expected to work for the guild, but I did not expect to be attaining our badges so quickly.
Right.
Just more by accident, rather.
I suppose that is accurate.
Well, those that are great are said not to have just impeccable skill, but also quite a amount of luck on their side as well. Perhaps that is what is following each of you.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Ataya, and we will be leaving early tomorrow morning. Samson, it was good to see you.
Oh, and each of
Take
you
care.
as well.
Take care of Goldshire.
Oh, well, be safe across the desert, and when coming back, please make sure to stop and give your hellos. I would love to hear of what Mito has in the city. I've never been. Sure, it's quite a lovely place.
Of course. Perhaps we'll bring a souvenir.
Well, Atwith. Yeah. Make sure that these ones have anything that they need. A couple of gold have been left for you on the table if they need any more food or some drink. Make sure that supplies are taken care of. Yeah. Whatever you say.
We would just like a good breakfast. Perhaps a dwarven stew tomorrow morning. Yes.
I'd like fruit if you have it. I did it.
Yeah, that'll be taken care of for you.
Samson, thank you, and good night.
Safe travels. And he'll give each of you a little bit of a nod as he shakes your hands, giving you his goodbyes, and eventually makes his way out of the Curious Goblin. But if nothing else, and you just want Atwith to make sure that he has a nice hearty breakfast for each of you in the morning, you guys can get your rest for the evening. And I didn't hand it out to you, and just so this way I do not forget. Experience from last session was 720 experience each, which should have everyone at 2180.
Okay.
Is there any additional experience today for roleplay or anything like that?
We'll get to that at the end of the session. I just didn't want to forget about this one.
Got it.
But please don't hesitate to ask, because if you don't ask, then I will forget.
All right there.
I mean, like hell, the first thing on my notes for this session was first thing to get done: hand out experience once completing a rest. Didn't do it. So, point proven. But the next morning, each of you can awake, and as you make your way down in the Curious Goblin Tavern, you'll see a table set, a couple of bowls of stew, one for each of you, and then a nice bowl of fruit for you, Onyx, that you had requested. It's got some different kinds of fruit in here as well: pineapples, cantaloupe, watermelon, grapes, kiwi.
Wow.
I ate everything but the kid's food.
A nice, proper fruit salad.
Thank you for the food. And we are
No
going to
problem.
What we are going to eat before we leave. Eat up, guys. Why are we sitting here staring at each other?
So, Onyx, I don't believe I have ever asked you. Fruits. Where are you from? Do you not have it? Do you not have it from where you hail?
Are you judging me for eating fruit for breakfast?
No, I am merely, how you will say, an insightful companion.
Insightful companion, you say. You know, you know what they say about cats that are curious. They
Ah.
die.
Well, at least they have 9 lives, though.
But you do not. I like my fruit for my own reasons. It tastes good. Would you like some? Would you like to taste the fruit of the gods?
I do believe that's a little bit highly spoken. I mean, this is just a tavern in Goldshire.
I wouldn't say that. All fruit comes from one place, the earth. The purest tasting thing I've ever had is fruit. Because it comes from the earth, unlike any other thing. Everything else has been touched by human hand beforehand. I can sit here, I can peel myself a grape, it is still a grape.
I must ask, are you the druid of the party, or perhaps I am speaking to Krev right now?
I just enjoy deliciously elegant things. And fruit is quite elegant. You see here, look at this pineapple. If you taste it, it's juicy. It is delightful. It begs your senses to come alive.
Well, my lady, I believe I will leave you to your devices.
Sure. Let me know if you ever want to taste. I'd be more than happy to share.
Be careful with that watermelon. It's still got some seeds in it.
Yes, I wouldn't want her. Well, anyhow.
I've heard if you'd swallow a watermelon seed, it grows in your stomach.
I wouldn't mind that. I'd make quite a good treat, don't you think, dear?
I'm just going to be putting tallies in the druid column, a secret druid column. And Mark would like to be tree.
Writing this down for a side quest?
How does that start? Please help, I'm a tree. Or help, I ate watermelon seeds and I have become
I'm
a
a
plant.
treant.
Oh no, actually that does sound like a D&D quest.
Yeah, the more you talked about it.
Or it's just a Rugrats reference, you know.
That as well. Well, if there's nothing I've got to be doing for you, your driver's already outside getting things ready.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Atwith.
Yeah, anytime.
I do recall the last. I feel a little bit bad, because last time I recall that we left a room full of minotaurs, orcs, and tieflings to battle it out. While I think Krev tried to poison someone, so I can only assume that caused him a great manner of difficulties. I'm gonna
I
leave.
don't remember that.
I don't remember. I remember talking about the poison, but I don't think that it actually happened. But this is why he's been kind of short with you guys. Like he's basically just, go eat and get the fuck out.
That doesn't
I
bother
leave
me.
5 gold on the table.
But he's probably not as worried with there not being a whole bunch of people in here for you to start an issue with. So, a little bit more at ease, but still nonetheless short and ready for you to go.
I'm sure. I leave 5 gold on the table. And I'll use my magical tinkering ability to write down on the table in like a magical script. Sorry about the minotaurs. I don't know how long it takes for that to go away. To be fair,
as each of you make your way out of the Curious Goblin after leaving your note and some coin on the table, can each of you give me a perception check?
Sure.
Whoops, wrong.
I did good. I did good.
Where's my
I did
character
not.
sheet? Hiya.
I percept quite well.
So, Rekit, as you walk out, you're a little bit more focused on Jeeves getting everything ready, getting the horses secured back to the wagon, and not really paying that much attention. But the rest of you will hear a voice from inside. 5 gold and destroying the table? What the hell?
I think it's best that we leave now.
What did you all do?
Nothing you need to concern yourself, but let's begin perhaps. Let's really get going. I am feeling energetic, shall we say.
Right away, Master Kadir. Let's get to move on. measuring out distances.
Um. Hey, I found an interesting line from my artificer character sheet. This effect lasts indefinitely.
Oh, so you did vandalize the table.
Uh, unless I choose to end it early, or unless I choose to end it early. Or if I get a third, if I get three object, or if I get a fourth object, I think it just kicks one of the other ones off. But I'm allowed to have that 3 different effects at one time. So, but I'm going to keep that one going, and we'll see how long it lasts.
You get back and there's still a message. Sorry about your tables. But as each of you, I'm guessing the only one that is still outside on their out on the wagon is Rekid, since he's riding his horse. So Rekid, can you give me a perception check, please? Since you're the
Yes.
only one outside of the wagon.
That is considerably better.
So, as you are riding, just keeping pace with the wagon and being able to accelerate a bit quicker if you wish, you begin to hear loud thumps coming from the tree lines in the forest. And then, as you look out in the direction of the sounds, you see a couple trees bending as you hear the snaps of their trunks, and then another large collision as they hit and impact the ground.
Comrades, we have company.
Should we stealth? I think we should hide.
What the hell is that sound?
Shut the fuck up. We need to hide.
Did we break the wagon?
Hide now. Quickly.
Jeez, we are asking you to hide.
But it's a wagon. Where do I hide it?
In the trees.
Behind a larger wagon.
He'll begin to like steer away from it and turning the horses just slightly to the left and making your way into some of the tree lines. And then at this point, each of you will still hear the sounds growing louder as it seems to be approaching your direction.
Friends, we should go face this head on and stop them before they reach the wagon.
Right, let's get out.
Actually, shit. You know what? Never mind. I can't help.
Jeeves, I'll be leaving Brago with you.
Whatever you say, my lord, Rekid.
All right. So I guess we're gonna try to stealth.
Yep. Each of you roll me a stealth check.
All right. Just so you know, I have a disadvantage, but also guidance. Here we go.
Woo! Cute. Mine's cute.
Not terrible.
And guidance.
Oh no. Wait, I'm a halfling. I get to reroll that one.
All right. Well, I have a 12, and I'm the lowest so far. Or well, I'm probably going to be the lowest once he rolls again.
Not much better. So that's a 12 plus the 4, so 16.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is flip you all to this map. Pull you over to here, and then you can see your nice chunky horses and your awesome wagon.
Those are some Those some thick horses.
Hey,
I was
Chonk.
gonna say, it looks like a pork roast or something. Like, like,
It kind of
When,
does.
when you make them bigger, they look weird.
well, when you put two side by side, it looks like a roast.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, the other one was this, and I didn't like it.
yeah, no, that looks kind of. This looks like it actually is in the forest.
Okay, so, I mean, with your stealth checks, everyone feels that they're pretty well hidden. You still hear the sounds coming near you, still
Can you-
heading in the same general direction,
What's the direction? Can you ping that?
off to the northwest.
I mean, if they come too close to us, if they know where we are, we may have to persuade them not to destroy our wagon.
Or perhaps we should let him go forward with the wagon, and we stay here. He can come back around for us.
Am I staying here, my lords?
Yes.
But
In my lady.
We can't protect him if he's not near us.
I shall direct the horses behind the trees as suggested. Somewhere in this location.
All right. So, I mean, somebody who would like to proceed first?
I think I will. I'll be the bait. How about that?
Sounds great.
I'd like to follow
Bait.
after him.
Yes, it is I. Bait. Master bait.
Hmm.
So, just real quick, what are the languages that everyone speaks?
Um.
Common druidic halfling telepathy.
Common. Common abyssal.
Common elven abyssal primordial.
Common, elvish, halfling, and these hands.
Unfortunately, this doesn't know these hands.
What about does
But
Dwarf
it
races
will.
languages?
Each of you will begin to like hear off towards your now western direction. No.
That's an
Can
ugly sound.
I identify the dialect?
Well, it's ugly enough. Don't you think it's orc?
You can roll me like a perception check.
I was gonna say, does Trace have one of these languages?
I am checking his sheet right now.
Actually, how many?
Trace wouldn't hear it either.
Go on, masturbate.
Yes, I have stepped out into the clearing. Do I see anything from here?
Give me a perception check.
Also, I had a 19 to understand the dialect.
It sounds a bit like giant. Little off, but pretty close. So, as you're kind of like looking out, Rekid, and surveying where the sound was coming from, you will see some of the trees kind of bending just not too far away from your direction. And as it kind of sways back and forth just a tad bit, you will be able to see a giant ogre attempting to hide
careful.
behind the tree.
Careful, Beckett.
And he's pointing off into like his south and just saying something that you can't understand.
So pointing south, not towards me or my comrades. Do I get the feeling he knows I'm here?
He hasn't laid his eyes over towards you. He doesn't seem to be paying any attention.
Rick, you can probably smell the horses. Probably smell the horses. Whisper.
Knock, knock, snare.
Be careful.
And then after like following his finger and repositioning just a tad, you'll see a couple of bugbears attempting to hide behind the tree as well. Not doing a good job.
Rick, you have your 6 if you go forward.
I have an idea. Once I get to that point, I'll call out. Is anyone there? Hello?
Hello.
It speak.
Was that the big one?
It was.
Ah, you speak as well.
You food.
Oh no, I am very old. Leathery even. You wouldn't enjoy me.
I smell food.
You want some rations, perhaps?
And he'll just kind of like take his hands from like his like upper chest area and then like spread them out and just like roar in your face, and you see like that bit of spittle come out from his mouth, just like, hanging onto his chin, and then eventually dropping. I'm not gonna do a roar in your ears. Consider yourself lucky.
Ah.
If we were in person, it would happen.
Rip headphones users.
That's why I'm not doing it.
So what are you doing out here? Hunting food, I suppose?
You give girl. And he'll point behind you.
She is not mine to give.
Knockness, no. You'll see these bugbears begin to make their way from behind the trees.
I'll have you know, I'm not one to be given to anyone. I speak to the giant ugly thing in front of me.
You
shall
mine.
No, you shall not have me. I have myself, and I'm perfectly capable of wiping you from this earth if you do not leave.
Knick-knack hungry. Me eat. And he'll take another step forward towards you, Wrecked, pulling back his arm and then grabbing this handle that you kind of see peering from on his back just over his shoulder. And then he will pull out a pretty
Big fat
nice
dick.
large battle axe.
All right. Well, Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, that would act at this point as well, so I guess that's initiative.
Yeah, which then that will be at initiative.
So I did want to say something. I didn't get a chance to say it. I was trying to say while he was having that conversation. I want to spill a bag of ball bearings onto the ground in front of me. It's a bag of 1,000 ball bearings,
Yep, no problem.
and it covers. I don't know how I would set a marker for that, but basically it covers
X's?
4 squares.
You said 4 squares?
4 squares. So I'd prefer. Oh, that's great. Perfect. Thank you.
I just typed in ball bearings. That was like the first thing that came up. It looked all right. Like
Yeah,
if you
that's-
make it bigger, it actually looks like little stuff. But anyways, let me get this situated, and I think that this would be a good point to like hold on to. 'Cause this is definitely gonna take a while to get through.
Mhm.
Ogres are no
None.
joke.
Yeah, it's
One
addicting.
turn.
I'll be the punchline.
Yeah, I want. I hate doing battle without anybody because then if someone dies, then I feel like I screwed you.
Ah, true.
Personally, that's how I feel about it. Because that's kind of what happened to our Tomb of Annihilation game. We had like 4 people die and 2 people weren't there. It felt really bad.
Hmm.
Jesus. All right.
Okay,
Well,
so I have to do this all again. So here's what I'm gonna do. I gotta clear this. I was trying something new, and that was like if I knew that like a battle was gonna kind of take place, then like have the enemy's initiative already in there, so then when you guys rolled yours, we could just go right away. But it didn't work for some reason. So I am going to add you guys and get everyone's initiative put in for you, and then redo the creatures. But I'll take care of that once we wrap everything up. So, but with that, and these bugbears and this ogre staring down at each of you, and as it pulled out its wiener, as Krev said, we'll start next week's session with combat. Nothing that you guys can't handle, I'm sure. You guys, every time I've had like a hard or a deadly encounter, it's neither for you guys.
That like super crit that we had from Trace against those spiders last time. I mean, he knocked one of like the 2 spiders out immediately.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I mean, it was, but like, I mean, that was a fluke.
I don't think you can
kinda.
put guidance on initiative there, bud.
It's a skill check.
I don't think initiative is considered a skill check.
I mean, that's why you have disadvantage on it when you have exhaustion or a poisoned condition.
Well, so keep in mind, like when you have the bard jack of all trades, you also get that bonus to your initiative.
because it's a bonus to ability checks.
Mm-hmm.
They don't call them skill checks in
Sorry, ability check, not skill check, was what I meant. Yeah.
But initiative is a type of ability check. It's just one that you can't be proficient in.
I just didn't think you can guidance it because it takes an action to guidance, isn't it?
Well, you do it before combat.
But you don't know combat's coming.
In this scenario, I was pretty sure combat was about to happen.
I could see that argument.
I see my friend talking to this giant thing.
I'll give it to you, but next time I'm gonna ask that you call it, because then when I go roll for initiative and then you're like, well, I would have guidance myself. Then
No, I totally understand. I just didn't want to interrupt the role play. That's all. Yeah. I guess I could just roll it before you say roll initiative. That way you know I've preemptively done it. Just roll a random guidance.
Instead of
either one's fine.
Instead of interrupting the role play, what I would suggest doing is like sending that in a message to Kyle. It's like guidance or something like that.
Or just rolling the guidance in beforehand, so that he can see that I've rolled it.
Or maybe just tapping the guidance button. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It shows you can see the roll on the screen and on the pane.
I mean, because you can Well, I don't know. Because it lasts for a minute, but it happens like right then and there, right?
It lasts a minute, but it goes to the first ability check that you make.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I see you talking to this ogre thing, and I'm like, this isn't gonna go well. So I guidance, I'm like, this is definitely gonna turn into a fight.
Yep, I would just say just call it out beforehand.
Yeah, sure.
Then we'll be good for that. Like I said, I'll give you this one. I really never like looked at initiative as like a ability check.
Yeah.
I
So
know
like if
it's
you
I
were
know
poisoned,
I
you
know
have
it's like
disadvantage on initiative.
affected by like dexterity. I just didn't look at
Yeah.
it that way. But either way, no problem. But we'll start next week with combat. See how it goes.
Sure.
Anyone have anything that they'd like to say before we get out of here?
Stay tuned tomorrow night.
For a TPK, yeah, it'd be awesome.
Wait, what?
What? Was my push to talk on? I'm just kidding.
I was like, we already beat the rocks. What are you talking about? I mean, unless we fight Estelar this game.
Well,
we'll see.
It'll be a fun session. I've been planning for it and looking forward to it. I actually, I think I put in about double the amount of time I normally put into this particular session.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, all the affiliates up in the top left corner, Little Goblin Mage for some art, and 2-minute tabletops for some of the map and map assets, Sword Coast Soundscapes for the ambient music that we had tonight, and Heroes Wanted Discord channel promoting DM streamers and getting their channels out there. Other than that, as Krev said, tomorrow night we have the Raven's Nest, 8 to 12, and I think through the rest of the week, just maybe play Baldur's Gate 3, some Divinity, something of the sort. I'll figure it out. Other than that, hope everyone has a great night and a good rest of your week, and everyone be safe.
Everyone.
Take care, y'all.